Greetings, hempsters. This is Tyler Hemp here from HempAware, getting ready to jump on a call with Justin Benton of 101hemp.org. And this is more of an experiment than anything. Just hang in there with me, and we're going to go live. Well, we are live, but we're going to get into a conversation here. Well, howdy. I hope you're all doing well today. It's the day before Thanksgiving 2024, and this live stream was mainly just an experiment to see what we could do to get more hempsters hemp-educated. I'm waiting for Justin Benton to jump on here and going to just interview him a little bit about the podcast we recently did on what he's doing to market his CBD raw extract line, which is a pretty cool product line. If you haven't checked it out, 101hemp.org is his website, and he's doing some really awesome things. So I think he's jumping on now. Give me 1 second. Justin. 1 second here. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Okay, 1 sec. Well, this is what you get for first-time experiments. Let's try this. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Justin? No? I'm not hearing you either. Let's give it one more go here. How about now? Do you hear me? Say something. Well, what the hey? That's odd. I've got all the settings turned on here. Hopefully we can get this figured out. So weird. Hey, buddy.
What's up? I got two Justins in here. How do we get rid of the middle guy?
Let's do that.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I jumped on your calendar thing. It's the stupid thing that they put a Google Meet in there.
Oh
so
boy.
And so then you just go to the Google Meet, right?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. It's what they do by default, which is smart.
You're cutting out, bro. I don't know if you can get stationary.
Yeah, I'm just walking away from my Wi-Fi, so it's got to reestablish on the cellular.
Okay.
So it'll clean up here
Cool.
in a second. That's all it is.
Nice.
So I figured we'd go live from the beach.
Nice. Very cool. What beach are you at?
Ventura, so just an hour north of LA.
Awesome. Well, we won't be live here too long. I just wanted to do a more of an experiment of anything, and start off this holiday season with some hemp education and
Are we
do a
live
little.
now?
Yeah, we're live.
Nice. Okay, cool. Let's go. So
At
they
least I
gotta
think
watch
we
us
are.
struggle through going live.
Yeah, for the first couple of minutes, we were just figuring things out. But I think
Awesome.
if we do get anybody on the actual call, I do have it open for comments and questions. But I think it's just going to be you and I here,
Cool.
which is totally fine. It's going to be saved and replayed into the future. So, yeah, man, you were on the Hemp Aware podcast, which I'm really thankful for. We talked about 101 Hemp and your origin story and what inspired you to start this product line. You have an incredible background, in marketing and advertising and sales, and you are bringing that all to the hemp world. So I thought that the intention for this live stream would be to, number one, encourage people to go listen to the podcast that we did, because it's a little bit more lengthy than what this is going to be, and maybe give them a couple nuggets today on what they could do to finish out the year strong, generate more sales, and then prepare for 2025 to make it the greatest year yet with hemp.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me, and I'm excited to be back. And I also rebroadcasted a bonus episode on my podcast, which is, Miracle Plant. And so you can find it at two places, and highly encourage you to check that out. I think, for us hempsters that have been around for a while, it's, 2024, and in the last year or two or three, I've had a lot of changes. Some might call them challenges. But the challenges make you stronger. They make you able to sharpen your saw. Iron sharpens iron. And, all of us that have been in this space have faced challenges. A lot of us were brought to this space because of health challenges, whether it's for us or for a loved one. The good news is that the word is out. Overall, there's still, people know what CBD is. There's a lot of confusion about CBD. But at least people are trying it. And, for my research and understanding, about half the people that have tried CBD have had a positive experience. That's because there are so many different CBD products that are out there. A lot of people are still confused about what's the difference between CBD, hemp, marijuana, and THC. So there seems to be a lot of education that still needs to take place. The FDA has been dragging its feet on giving a legal, clear pathway for us to put CBD on the shelves of everywhere it can be, right next to Advil. But we're getting there. We're making a lot of progress. The next phase that I'm more concerned about for next year and just focused on is, what direction do we go? We all know that this miracle plant works better than anything I've ever come across when it comes to so many ailments, pain, stress, sleep, the list goes on and on. Is ultimately, it's going to be a fight for the plant. And it's unfortunate that it's going to come down to that. But because the plant is so effective at helping with pain, stress, and sleep, amongst other things, the big pharmaceutical multinational companies out there, they already have patents, government has patents. It's really going to be control of the cannabinoids. And so what can we do as hempsters is to educate. I look at it like a craft wine or a craft beer. And as long as there's a space for us to operate, we want to be able to present this plant in its purest form. And how can you do that? Well, my first recommendation to you would be to get some good seeds, hemp seeds, and grow them. And I know Tyler sells them and has access to them. I throw them in on any product you order from us, and just put in the notes that you want some seeds, and we'll throw some in. A lot of them is just all originate from cherry wine, but they have a lot of different names these days. And grow it in your backyard next to your tomatoes. Grow it in your backyard next to your cucumbers. Become a cannabis farmer. And there's nothing better than going in your backyard and clipping some fresh flowers or fresh buds and putting it in your juice in the morning. There's nothing healthier.
And that's 101hemp.org where people can place orders.
Absolutely. Go there. And we have, if you don't have a green thumb, then you can buy our products, which are cold pressed, cold extracted, basically everything that's in the plant. It's just like juicing it. And they're amazing for that.
Which is really a unique differentiator that Hemp 101 provides that we get into much more deeply on the podcast, which is this raw extract, keeping all of the cannabinoids and terpenes and phytonutrients intact, enzymes, which is my favorite way to consume CBD products. So I love that you're spearheading this approach, and there's not very many people doing that. Maybe share a little bit about the benefits of raw versus any other type of extraction. And then I'd love to share a couple nuggets as far as marketing and sales after that.
Well, again, just think of it as the plant has, evolved over, tens of thousands of years. The earliest that I can trace back my research is 30,000 years ago, humans and this plant crossed paths. And it was believed that the hunters and the gatherers were picking the plant, and they noticed the stickiness on the flowers, and it helped with their, pain and inflammation on their hands as they were picking it. And so they would grab the seeds and collect them in your pouches. And as the nomads would move all over the world, that's where hemp started to spread. That was when our endocannabinoid system, which interacts with this plant. And the thing about the endocannabinoid system, which people don't really know, look, it's only been around since the 1990s. Dr. Raphael Mechoulam, the godfather of cannabinoid medicine, has helped discover it. It wasn't trained in medical schools, and it hasn't been any time, and it probably won't be anytime soon unless some massive changes happen with our healthcare. Some call it sick care system. I know there's a guy that's been appointed to run the HHS. So we'll see if he gets in. I have some pretty good hopes for him. But unfortunately, doctors don't know. They don't understand what an endocannabinoid system is. And the endocannabinoid system is in every cell, and it helps regulate and balance every of the 9 major systems in the human body. And so when you fully supplement your endocannabinoid system with cannabinoids, either phytocannabinoids that come from the plant or endocannabinoids, like the body makes an endocannabinoid called, it's a long word, but it's called 2-AG. When you have a fully supplemented endocannabinoid system, that means you're healthy. You're what's called homeostasis, or your body's in balance or true north. And so Dr. Raphael Mechoulam also did some research showing that raw CBDA that comes from the plant is up to 1,000 times more effective with the body and these receptors than isolated CBD. And again, we've understood how to extract THC from the cannabis plant, high THC, what we call marijuana here in this country. But and that's the way to do it. The only way that you're going to have any psychoactive benefits or getting high or stoned, however you want to call it, is you do have to heat the plant. If you heat raw marijuana, which is high THC cannabis, you will not get high. Bud tenders don't know that. They don't believe me. So sometimes I have to buy an eighth and eat it with it. Like, see, you're not high. Whoa, it's crazy. And the reason why is because it's called THCA. The plant makes, it's the acid precursor. You have to fire up the plant, heat it, and turn it into THCA, from THCA to THC delta 9. So again, if we're extracting CBD from the plant, we don't need to heat it. We're turning a three-dimensional CBDA molecule into a two-dimensional CBD molecule. Now, CBD by itself is great, but what's even better, according to research and Dr. Raphael Mechoulam, CBDA. And what's even better than that is when you consume the whole plant. It's called the entourage effect by Dr. Ethan Russo, who did all the research for GW Pharma, which now has a pill. It's called Epidiolex, that they charge $32,500 a year for children with epilepsy, which is much, very, very little effectiveness. It's about 39%, which still got the FDA approval, but they can charge you $32,000 a year for that plant. Or you could grow it in your backyard for some seeds that would cost you $5 or $10, and you could have it yourself. But obviously there's so much money involved that's why people are fighting for it. So again, raw, whole plant cannabis, high in CBDA, is the most powerful plant on the planet for helping our bodies supplement our endocannabinoid system, which balances all the other 9 systems. That's why you see so many amazing miracle stories. That's what the Miracle Plant podcast is about. Because when your body is healthy, your body knows how to heal. Just like when you're 7 years old and you get a scratch and you wake up in the morning and the scratch is gone. And that's a fully supplemented endocannabinoid system, a fully boosted immune system. And yeah, so again, I guess that's the long way of saying, what's the difference between freshly squeezed organic orange juice and that Tang Kool-Aid stuff they make? They're both orange.
Concentrate.
Yeah, they're both orange, but one's got all the nutrients and everything that's in the plant, all the vitamin C, all the pulp, all the holistic benefits of an orange, and one's just looks like orange juice and has a bunch of fake junk in it and has no nutritional value. So,
right. Well, thank you for that quick hemp education. I think people are still very uneducated when it comes to hemp, marijuana, cannabis, THC, CBD. There's a lot of confusion. And so this type of education is crucial for people to continue spreading. And the main intention for this live stream is there's a lot of people out there that have hemp companies or they want to start a hemp company. Many of them are in the CBD world. Some of them are in the hemp fiber world, making finished retail products. Some are focused on B2B. Some are farmers out there and just want to figure out how to grow hemp and sell it. Can you give us a couple of nuggets or some foundational principles when entering into this world that a new hemp-entrepreneur would need to consider?
I love the hemp-entrepreneur. The main thing is this. Look, if you are getting in, and this probably holds true for all businesses, but I'll keep it specific to hemp. The main thing is, what's your why? And you have to, it can't just be about making money. And if it was about making money in any business, but it's specifically hemp, it's not a big enough why, because there's going to be, look, it's hard. There's a lot easier industries. You want easy, you want to make money, go into real estate. That's easy. You know, I know so many friends that make tons and tons of money in real estate, and God bless them. That's easy. If you have a big enough why, is that you want to save the planet. This miracle plant has helped restore your health or the health of a loved one, and you want to help others. Great. There's a reason why I'm still around. There's a reason why Tyler's still around. You know, this plant changed our lives. It touched our lives. And we believe in it. We believe in it because we've seen what it's done. And, you know, unfortunately, and I'm a fighter, and I'm someone who loves to stand up against injustice. And right now we live in a country here in the United States that it's a sick care. I mean, the last place I would go if I was sick is the hospital. I don't trust them. I don't trust the medications. They're overstaffed, overworked, uneducated when it comes to how the human body works. The human body did not get to where it is with white pills. The human body got to where it is was food is our medicine, right? And it's unfortunately, if no one made any money at the hospital and all they cared about was our health, kind of like how they don't pay our teachers. If doctors all made the same amount of money as teachers did, and they were just there because they cared about our health and only our health, then I would trust them. But the healthcare system is rooted in money. And look, there's great doctors out there. I know wonderful doctors. And there's great doctors that even got in for the right reasons to take the Hippocratic Oath, to do no harm. But the way that the current system is set up right now, people are doing lots of harm. If you look at like Vioxx, we all see it. You look at the commercials on TV. We're one of 2 countries in the world that allow pharmaceuticals to advertise on television. It's us and New Zealand. And hopefully that will change too with the new appointment coming in. Robert Kennedy Jr. Has vowed to get rid of the commercials on the air. And
if I'm not mistaken, I believe in Japan, their healthcare system is reversed, where here, the sicker you are, the more you pay money. Where in Japan, their doctors get paid when they keep you healthy. So imagine if that was our setup here in the States, that our doctors only got paid when they kept us healthy. It would be a completely different world.
Yeah. Well, and Japan has an obesity rate of 4.5%. The United States has an obesity rate around 60%. Obesity, 60% of our country. And it's because of the food, it's the toxins, it's the pesticides, it's the ultra processed foods. We have the most unhealthy food supply on the planet. And again, this is my point. And if you know that there's a plant out there that can help restore your health from all the junk, the toxins, the pesticides, the heavy metals, the ultra processed foods, the dirty water, then that's what it's about. And, you know, the good news is it's like we're the Jedi, right? We're the Jedi. We're the good guys that actually care about people and care about humanity. And we're fighting dark, evil forces that only care about making money or only care about control, or they want to cull the population. I mean, I don't know what their motivations are, but it ain't good. It isn't for your benefit, but this miracle plant is for our benefit. I've never seen anything that you take one thing and it can help in so many ways. I see people come to us all the time for pain. And we have a store out here in Ventura, California, and they'll come for pain, and then they'll come back in a couple months or whatever, and they'll go in for their normal checkup, and the doctor will be like, your cholesterol levels come down, your blood pressure has come down, your blood sugar levels have come down. Like, what did you change? What happened? Are you taking different pharmaceuticals, or what's going on? And sometimes the doctor will say, hold on one second, I'm going to go back and make sure I pulled the right file. So they'll go back and they'll come back and they'll be like, I got the right file. Can you tell me what happened? Or, God, this is, and then they'll tell them, well, I'm taking some raw hemp and, watching what I eat. And they're like, it just must be a miracle. And then that's when you say, yeah, doc, it is a miracle. It's called a miracle plant. Mm-hmm. And for every disease out there, there is a plant that can heal you. I firmly believe that. We've tried this experiment with pharmaceutical drugs. It's failed miserably. Look, if you're in a car accident or there's some physiological massive issue, like a broken bone or something like that, trauma that has happened to your body, modern medicine's amazing. Don't get me wrong. But if you're talking about healing or treating an imbalance with a nutritional imbalance, or, you have some type of, an autoimmune system where your body's cells are attacking its own cells, they don't know what they're doing. And that's just my opinion, but they don't know what they're doing. They go in and they just throw white pills at you. The doctors don't know. They're just trying. Their tool arsenal in 1936, they prescribed cannabis oil, in millions of prescriptions. In 1937, they passed the Marijuana Tax Act, which took away their ability to prescribe cannabis oil, which the doctors at American Medical Association went to Congress and said, what are you guys doing? You're taking away one of the most powerful tools in our medicine kit here, and you didn't even consult with us. So that's what we're up against. We're reintroducing the power of this plant. Again, to answer your question, you got to have a big enough why. It has to resonate with you in anything you do in life, especially in business. But if you're going to get into hemp, and my other real advice would be, have a big enough why, and then get real specific on your niche. You got to know who you're targeting. You got to know who you want to help. And they say the riches are in the niches. And it's not all about making money, but business kind of is. You can have $1 million impact too. Because you can take the money that you make and really double down on the causes that mean the most to you, and give products away. We give over hundreds of thousands of dollars of products away. If I could give it away all day, I would, and I try, because I know this will help. But sometimes people actually, when they pay attention. So I've noticed that sometimes I'll make them pay something, and then they'll take it and they'll have more value in it. So there's that. I'm still figuring this out myself. So ultimately, know how big your why is, have a big enough why, know who you're going to serve, and niche down to serve that specific community, and come up with, don't try and solve everyone's problem with CBD or hemp. If you're using it for building materials, get really specific on who should be using that. If you're using it for health, get really specific. Like, just work on autism. That's what we do. We work on autism. We work with the Autism Hope Alliance, and we help, because that's what it helped heal my son from. I would just get really specific on one thing and own that, become the man or the woman in that specific niche would be my advice.
Thank you. I want to comment a couple of things on what you just said there. When you said that every plant can heal some sort of malady or ailment or sickness, it was written in the Holy Book in Revelation 22:2 that the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nations. And I firmly believe that. There's a remedy for every ailment. And it's ironic that these doctors, like you said, many of them have good intentions, but many of them are just duped, and they've been programmed and trained and indoctrinated literally into a philosophy of, it's not what you eat. But then, they say it's not about what you eat, but here, eat these pills. So it's definitely some contradictory philosophy there. And then, cannabis or hemp, if you're taking it in the raw form, it's got all these incredible benefits, and it's kind of this gateway. You know, they often said cannabis was a gateway drug. Well, it's really a gateway plant into a healthier, more prosperous life. And so what you shared is very important. Know your why, get super clear about who you serve, and understand what makes you unique and different, and go after that one niche, that one target, and market, and just own it, like you said.
Well, another thing, I mean, if we're going to go biblical, I don't know if we talked about cannabosum. Did we talk about cannabosum on the podcast?
I don't think we did. The holy anointing oil.
Here's a little bonus content. This is my favorite subject. So in 2,800 years ago in Exodus, the burning bush spoke to Moses, and so through divine, inspiration, Moses was given the recipe for the holy anointing oil. And in the holy anointing oil was 250 shekels, which is like, dollars, of cannabosum. And cannabosum is cannabis. And Sula Bonet wrote Folklore of Hemp in 1962. I was just down at the Dead Sea Scrolls that are out here in California. It was really cool. They found all of these ancient texts from the Bible. It's the oldest 10 Commandments in existence, literally written before even Jesus was around. And in that original recipe, cannabosum is cannabis. It means fragrant hemp or fragrant cane. And they wrote the Septuagint, which is a Greek version. So they translated Hebrew from cannabosum to
calamus.
Calamus, sweet calamus, which is a marshy plant that no one used back then, and no one uses it. It has no medicinal benefits. And whether it was done on purpose, which I bet it was, or by accident, they hid the word from us before Jesus was born, about 300 years before. So when Jesus comes around, he's like a man of the people, no doubt, right? A man of the people, Gentiles, Jewish, didn't matter. Anybody's welcome at my table. And so he goes around and he takes this holy anointing oil, which was preserved for high priests and kings. And kings were like, had some lineage to God, and the high priests, obviously were the high priests. And they would make this cannabosum with 5 to 6 pounds of cannabis in it, amongst cinnamon and olive oil. And they would drench these kings and high priests in this holy anointing oil. And that would, this would be this connection to God, right? And it was only reserved for them. Well, Jesus was like, no. And he was a rabbi. And so he was like, we're going to take this holy anointing oil and we're going to use it for the people. So when Jesus went out on his healing mission and sent his disciples out 2 by 2, he went out with cannabis in his holy anointing oil on his healing mission. Now, if you knew that and the world knew that, and my goal is to have this conversation with the Pope, as to say that cannabis was a part of Jesus's healing mission. This plant was put here for me and you, like, Chris Tucker would say on Friday. It was put here for us, and we have this incredible relationship with it in the endocannabinoid system. What a world we would live in if everyone thought of cannabis as they thought of, like, cinnamon, right? And they think of it as like, oh, this is great, it's wonderful. Or olive oil has all these health benefits into it, which was in the holy anointing oil. And so again, this plant was stolen from us, hidden from us 2,800 years ago, literally 2,300 years ago. Jesus brought it to the people, and that was one of the things that people were mad about. He was like, whoa, this holy anointing oil is only for us priests, high priests, and kings. And Jesus is out here giving it to everybody, including Gentiles. So again, cannabosum, look it up. I'm launching a YouTube channel just on this. I want to talk about it all day long. Yeah. And I want to get in front of the Pope, and I will. I've already converted I'm a practicing Catholic. I've already converted my whole church, but they're all using it and they're all loving it. And again, it is, like you said, a gateway drug. It is a Pandora's box. It is taking the red pill. What if rubbing this raw cannabis on you gets rid of pain? Just like aloe vera, fresh aloe vera, when you crack open the leaf and it gets rid of sunburn. That's the mind shift. Well, it's like, okay, we've tried the alternate medicine with the white pills. It didn't work. Nice try. And you set it up too much on making money and stockholders. Now let's get back to our roots, and let's get back to trying plant-based medicine, starting with cannabosum. Hey, and throw in some aloe vera while you're at it. And this morning I had some mushroom tea, wonderful stuff. I mean, look, they're modeling, the pharmaceutical companies are modeling these incredible plants. just go to the horse's mouth. Use the plant that they're modeling. White willow bark is in our Alleviate X infusion. That's what aspirin's based on. And they screwed that up to getting it into a singular molecule. Our body didn't know what to do with it. Now they got side effects from aspirin. Or you could just go bite a tree. It's called white willow bark. That's nature's aspirin. But anyways, I love the subject.
Yeah, we could definitely go on for a long time, but I appreciate you jumping on this quick call. If there was one more thing that you could leave with our viewers going into 2025, let's say they get clear about their why, they get clear about who they're serving. What's one more thing that they need to really focus on to be successful in the hemp industry?
You know, don't give up, really. You know, it's an online world. So figuring out how to get online, I think the best thing you can do is two things that I would do for 2025. One, I already mentioned, launch a YouTube channel. Where are we right now? We're on YouTube. It's all about YouTube. Paid ads are always going to be tough with CBD, but YouTube, you can go viral. You can get hundreds of thousands of views, and you can have impact on YouTube. So definitely go with YouTube. I know Tyler helps with SEO. That's all part of it. You know, whether you're showing up on Google, I think another one is out there too, is showing up on search engines, AI search engines like ChatGPT. You know, right now, if you Google CBD and autism, it'll show you 2 reports at PubMed, which are great. So you could also work on your SEO. YouTube for sure. The other advice I would give for 2025 is what's called the Dream 100 list, which I learned from Russell, which Russell learned from Chet Holmes, who wrote the book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, which is your Dream 100 is who has your Dream 100 audiences right now, right? Is it Snoop Dogg? Is it Cheech and Chong? Is it Martha Stewart? Who is it? Who is the person out there that already has collected your audience and develop a relationship with them? It's similar to what I did with Russell Brunson and the company we launched called Secrets of Success. Find someone who has your audience who, if you partnered with them, would change the game. You'd experience exponential growth. And you have to make a list. So step 1, make a list, even if it's just 10 people to start, and then go all in on how you can develop a relationship with them, whether that means joining their masterminds, going to their book signings, obviously getting on their social media, their newsletters. When they have a public speaking something, get in there. Maybe there's an opportunity to do a meet and greet, develop the relationship, figure out ways to anticipate their needs. And then when you develop a genuine, real relationship with them, then you got your shot to actually present to them what your offer is or what your company is and how you'd love to partner with them. And you can do this thing called a JV or an affiliate partnership. You can split the profits 50-50. They don't have to do anything. You do all the work. All you want is them to send out an email on your behalf or send it out to your to their social media, or you do something like this, a joint live situation where you get to talk to each other. That would be my other advice. You can start a live. Anyone can do this. Tyler did it. He went live on his YouTube today. He got me on. We're talking about these kinds of things. If you start a show, you can start interviewing your Dream 100, and before you know it, you're developing a relationship. So that would be my advice: is do what we do what Tyler's doing, do what I'm doing, and that's how you can have 2025 with massive impact.
Fantastic, really great insights. So just as a quick summary. Number 1, know your why. Figure out what wakes you up in the morning to get you inspired to do what you do, and get super clear about that. Number 2, get super clear about your target market. Who is that customer that you want to serve that has the budget to afford your products and a need for your products, and get in front of them, which is number 3. Create a shortcut by creating that list, that top 100 of that dream list of those ideal customers that you want to be in front of, and then figure out who has that audience and team up with them in whatever way you can, whether it's getting on stage, getting into their email inboxes, on a live YouTube channel, whatever it is that you can do to get in front of that audience. Those are really, really great principles or strategies. And if anyone listening to this has a hemp company, wants to start a hemp company, just go to hempaware.com. We have a complimentary hemp website and marketing audit. We'll take a look at some of the hidden gaps in your sales process and your marketing process, and help you streamline some things and give you some pointers that I think will really help you crush it in 2025 and beyond. So Thanks, Justin. You're amazing. I really appreciate you. And thanks everyone for tuning into a live broadcast. It's been fun.
Love it. Thanks for having me, Tyler. This was awesome. Anytime.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care, brother.
Cheers. Bye, everyone.